Here we are on the Adobe Express homepage, and we're going to be creating a graphic. So click on the green tile on the homepage and it brings you into the all-in-one editor. So first of all, we need to search for a photo of a road safety hero. So click on media on the left-hand side, and then up at the top, click on photos. Now we're going to be searching, but you could also use generative AI to create an image of one of your road safety heroes. So I'm going to search in here for a paramedic. This first picture here with two paramedics is perfect, so I'm going to bring that in, and then once it's loaded, I'm going to click on the happy dog to get rid of the background. That looks great. Right, I'm going to increase the size by grabbing the corner handles, and I'm going to bring my heroes down to the bottom left-hand corner here, something like that. Next, let's look for a background for our heroes. So this time I'm going to click on elements on the left-hand side, and I'm going to go into backgrounds at the top, and I'm going to search in backgrounds for road map. And you can see we've got these really cool kind of from the sky road map graphics, and I'm just going to grab one of these. Doesn't really matter which one, just grab whichever one you like and bring that in. Now I'd like my road map background to tone in with the color of the uniform that my heroes are wearing. So I'm going to click on my background, and then over on the left hand side I'm going to choose effects, and we're going to use a tint. So I click on this tint effect, and then I click on it again to bring up the settings. So I want to change the color of the tint to the same color as their uniform. So I'm going to click on this eyedropper tool, and then I'm going to click on maybe the darker part of this lovely shade of green in their uniform, like that. And then I'm going to go back into the tint settings and bring that intensity up until I'm happy with it. Something like that looks great. So again, I'm going to click on elements on the left hand side, and up at the top I'm going to scroll all the way over to shapes, and we are going to draw a shape. Now this is new in Express and it's loads of fun. So I'm going to scroll over and I'm going to choose the random dot border style. Now you can choose what you want, and you can change it after you've drawn your border as well, so don't worry about which one you go for. So I'm choosing random dot. I'm going to bring the border thickness pretty much all the way up to the top, and now I'm going to choose a border color. For now I'm just going to go for white, but I will be changing that later on. Right, now then, it's time to just roughly paint around my heroes, okay? And it doesn't matter how messy or tidy you do this, just kind of go around your heroes, and maybe if you want to, you can go around again, just to get this random kind of dot pattern around our heroes. There we go, like that. And then you can kind of change the thickness if you like. You could even change which border you've gone for. And once you're happy with that border, what we're going to do is we're going to send it to the back. So I'm going to click on done on that border now. There we go. And over here on the right hand side, you've got our layer stack, and I'm going to bring that border underneath my heroes. There we go. And it just gives it a really cool outline. Now, the next thing I'm going to do with that border is actually change the color of it to another color that we see on our hero's uniform. So this time I'll go for this bright orange. So I'm going to click here on the border color, grab my eyedropper tool, and this time I'm going to go for a really light version of this orange, like that. Let's get rid of this road map search under shapes, because what we want now is just a plain empty circle. So under shapes, I'm going to go to circles, and I'm going to scroll over till I find this one. I want a circle with an outline. Let's bring that in. Now what we're going to do with this is make a ring road up here in the top left-hand corner. So what we need to do is we need to switch the fill and the border, because I want my border to be a dark grey. I tell you what, I'd like it to be even darker than that. So let's just choose my border colour to be this middle grey here. And then my fill, I actually want to be empty. I want it to be transparent, no fill. There we go. And now I'm just going to bring up the border thickness. I know I'm covering my heroes a little bit there, but don't worry, because I'm going to be popping that back behind them in my layer stack, like that. That's great. Now then, what about the white lines on the road? Tell you what, let's duplicate this shape. So click on your circular road, and then just click the duplicate button here. Now then, we've got another circle. With this one, let's bring the border thickness down. And let's change the border color to white. That's great. So let's just pop that back onto the road. But I'd like it to be a dashed line. And if we go to border style, click over, keep going, keep going. Here we go. We've got dash, dash, dotted, and dotted. So we can try these out. And there we go. We've made this really cool kind of ring road graphic as a background to our main text. Let's start working on our text now then. So I'm going to click on text on the left-hand side and then add your text. And in here, I'm going to type B-A. Now then, that's not very clear to see. Let's just pop it up here on my road so you can see what's going on there. I need a better font. Now, I want this to be a bit of a kind of a comic strip vibe going on here. So there is a font that I like called Fuzzy Bubbles. So I can just search in here, F-U-Z. There we go. And it'll just find it straight away. And I'm going to go for this bold version of it. So now let's add a shape behind this text. So I'm going to go down to shape. And we've got loads of different shapes here to choose from. And the one that I want first of all is kind of like a speech bubble shape. That looks great, B-A. The color of that shape though isn't great. I'd like it again to be kind of calling out some colors from my design. So let's click on that shape. So I've just clicked on it again to open up these settings. And I'm going to change the shape fill to the same color orange as I've got as my outline to my hero. I'm going to back out of that. So I'm going to click back out of the shape. Now I'm just editing the text again. And I'd like to add a shadow as well to this text. So I'm going to just click on shadow. And I'd like a strong shadow. So I'm going to click on strong. There we go. And I'd like the shadow to be white. Okay, now then, the next piece of text, I'm going to actually duplicate this first one. So I'm going to click on the three dots and duplicate. And this is going to say road safety. I'm going to change the shape, but I'm going to leave the font as it is. I like the font. I like the shadow. I like the white shadow, but I'm going to change the shape. So I'm going to come down to shape. And this time I'm going to go for one of these kind of banner shapes. There's a few of them around. So if you go, there's this one is cool. And I like that first one there. And then this one is quite similar as well. So you just pick the kind of banner shape that you like most. Now then, the color on this shape is going to be different. So I'm going to bring up the shape size a bit as well. Now then, the shape fill, I'm going to pick out that lovely shade of green on their uniform. But I'm going to try and find a paler version, a lighter version of it. And there we go. That's applied that to that shape. So BA road safety. Now then, the BA needs to be in front of road safety so that that little call out bit overlaps. So let's just bring that up to the top of our layer stack. And let's just pop it down. Oops. Bring it to the top of the layer stack. There we go. And now it's time for our main word here, which is hero. So I'm going to duplicate this again, but we're going to change it a lot this time. Okay, we're going to duplicate this text again, three dots, duplicate. And let's just change this to the word hero. There we go. Now then, this time, I don't want a shape. Okay, and as you can see, I'm going to make that word really big. So let's get rid of the shape. So let's go down to shape and just switch it off. So scroll all the way to the top and just switch the shape off like that. Okay, now I'd like the inside of my text to be a new color, a different color. So I'm going to go to fill. Maybe there's a different color you can pick out on your design. Something like this bright blue might be nice for mine. There we go. Just choose a new color that you haven't seen before. And now this time we're going to add an outline to our text as well. And my outline is going to be black. And if you're not sure which color outline to go for, then black is going to help us in a little bit when you see what one of our next steps is going to be. So if you're not sure, go along with black as well. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that shadow color, which is white at the moment, to also be black. It's going to give me a really cool effect. So let's go down to shadow and let's just change the color of that to black. I want to fill in the holes in the O and in that R and between the E there. So let's just add a shape back to this piece of text. Actually, let's click back on shape. Now you can see that it's added this orange rectangle. I tell you what, I'll leave it as orange for a minute because it'll help you see what I'm going to do. I'm going to change the shape to this pill shape like that. Now, and then I'm going to bring the pill shape size all the way down, right down to the smallest possible size. And then I'm going to just change that to black. And you can see what it does is it just kind of joins up our shadow and our outline to make that look more solid. I think it works really well. Right, our final step then is to make it look like it's in a comic book. So over in Elements, I'm going to search for a halftone design asset. So design assets, and just search for the word halftone. Halftone, it's one word. And you can grab any of these, but that first one is perfect because it's not kind of in a squared off shape. It's kind of like a blob of halftone. And that's actually going to be perfect for me. Let's just scroll back to the top. I think this one is going to be perfect. Because what you can do is bring it in, and I'm just going to pop it at the bottom of my text. Now, it isn't big enough, and rather than try and make it cover the whole thing, I just want the bottom half of my letters to be in this halftone effect. What I'm going to do is, I'm just simply going to duplicate it. 3 dots, duplicate. Bring the new one over. 3 dots, duplicate. Bring the new one over. And there we go. We've got this super cool halftone comic book effect on our text now. Just by kind of overlaying that. Okay, let's group these together. So I'm just going to click on my first halftone pattern, hold down the shift button on my keyboard and click on the next one. Keep holding shift down, click on the next one. Click on the word hero, click on road safety, click on BA. And there we go, we've selected that whole group of items. Now I can just click on this group button here. And they now move together as one. Okay, which means I can move them around. I can rotate them, put them on a cool hero comic book angle. I can change the size and they all scale up together. And finally, let's just remind everyone that it is Road Safety Week. So I'm going to click on text, add your text, and I'm going to type in here, Road Safety Week. And I'm going to put that on a circle text. And let's put a shape behind that. Let's go to shape. Let's put it in a circle. And what color circle do I want to go for? Well, what about one of the colors that I've already got? I think this orange is going to be perfect. So we'll just open up that text a little bit by adding some spaces after the word week. And then I'm just going to pop this down in the bottom right-hand corner of my design. Rotate it in a way that makes it easy to read. And then maybe you just want to add 2024 into the middle of your circle. So let's just add some text again. Text, add your text. I'm just going to type 2024 in there. I'm just going to pop that. There we go. If you're looking for any other final touches, I tell you what's a really nice idea is, do you remember this outline that we had fun painting? You could duplicate that. Okay, so if I duplicate the outline, my dots, and just change the color of the border. And there we go. You see, I'm just kind of using those colors again. And it just makes that border around our heroes look really cool and really interesting. The last thing I need to do, because I always forget and I get told off, is I need to save this as Road Safety Week 2024. Now then, if you want to print it out, you can download it using the download button, print it out as a PDF, or you can click share, hand it in Google Classroom, Microsoft Teams, or you can share a view-only link and anybody who clicks on that link can see your published design online. Well, thanks for joining in. I hope you've had fun and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.